Hello, just me here, dropping by to tell you that if you listen to every single thought you have, you're gonna miss out on most of your life. And I'm speaking from experience. Just earlier today, I had this moment. I was editing a video of mine, and sorry, I'm on my evening walk, so you're gonna see some things in the background. So I was editing a video of mine, and I was feeling great about it. I was feeling bad. I was thinking, oh my god, look at the way my hair looks, look at the way I look, this is garbage, I shouldn't post it. And then I tried editing it. I was going through like 3 different editing softwares, nothing was working, and eventually I just gave up. I was so frustrated. I was so like just literally crying in my bed and then I fell asleep for 3 hours. And as I was falling asleep, it occurred to me that none of this was as serious. None of this was as serious as I was making it, and I was just making it that serious because I was all up in my head. I was just stuck in my thoughts. I wasn't really letting the process be what it is. So after I woke up from my like 3-hour crying nap, I don't know, I was feeling energized, and suddenly I sat down to work on my YouTube strategy actually. So there's more videos coming, and it occurred to me that wow, I didn't have to force this one. I didn't actually have to think for this one. And this might be sounding disjointed, but trust me, there's like there's something here. Because usually when you're like me, like when you're a perfectionist, when you're like a high achiever, you think that you have to think your way there, right? It's like we've been taught that the brain is, the most powerful organ we have, that it's the most important one for our success. So if you can just think things through in detail, then we'll be successful. And I've done that, like I did that to write my master's thesis, I did that to start my PhD. But you know what? I also had to, like, where my thoughts also led me to actually quitting my PhD, to not getting my PhD, right? Like, because I was so up in my head, just that I was ignoring my body, that I was really ignoring what my body needs. And I believe that, just 2 years ago, maybe just 1 year ago, really, I would have ignored that, right? I would have ignored my emotions. I would have been like, oh, you know what, just push through, just edit this, just post it. And it wouldn't have served me well because I would have followed like the strategy, like the plan was to post that video today, but it wouldn't have come from a genuine healthy place. And honestly, I would still probably be stuck at home editing that video until I was satisfied with it. Instead, I'm on my evening walk. It's actually like, I'm doing my 10K, and it's just so magical here. Like usually this spot is actually populated by deers, so they might stop by. And as I was walking, still feeling like this kind of activation inside of me, because obviously I'm still up in my head about that video. I'm still like, oh, I need to edit it. It needs to be perfect. I don't like the way I look. I shouldn't post it. It occurred to me that, wow, really? Like I talked about this 2 videos ago, that if I get so stuck in this process, I might actually just be I just might be sabotaging myself, right? I might just be ignoring my best work. Like, maybe I don't look good in that video. First of all, that's subjective, right? Like, maybe I don't think that I look good in that video, but you might think so. And even if you don't, who cares? That video is not about my looks, right? Like, none of this is about my looks or anything like that. It's about, like, what I'm trying to express from my soul. And that goes much deeper. So, what if that thing that I'm expressing in that video is so important that my thoughts cannot grasp it? Right, let that sink in. Like, but if the thing that I'm trying to express in that video is so important that that my thoughts cannot grasp it, because it's coming from my soul, and the soul is so much deeper, right? Thoughts, that's just like whatever your brain is firing from your past programming, right? Like, thoughts is just like whatever you have been taught is important. It's not necessarily genuine to you. It's not necessarily what you want. Like, when I was still much more up in my head, I was caring about so many things that I genuinely do not give a shit about right now. Like, sorry to say it like that, but I was caring about the opinions of people I don't even talk to anymore. And like, we have human moments, right? Because we're souls in a human body, right? Like, we're in an animal body, and you have to respect that. And I mean, that's where nervous system regulation really comes in. But don't let it stop you. It's like when you have a toddler, right? When a toddler's throwing a tantrum, obviously you're going to show love to them, right? You're gonna hold them, you're gonna reassure them, you're gonna listen to them, you're gonna put them to bed. You're not gonna put them in the driver's seat of your car. Like, that's an adult's job. So when you're like having your thoughts, when you're having your feelings, let them exist. It's important, right? You can't like suppress them, you can't spiritually bypass them, you can't just always, you know, mindfulness them away. Like, let them exist, hold yourself in that moment, but also don't let that be the one in the driver's seat. Like, don't let that be the one who's making decisions. Because if I was making that, letting that part make decisions, I wouldn't be making this video, I wouldn't be taking my walk. Honestly, I would still probably be in my bed crying, right? Because then I'd be trying to figure things out. And some stuff you can't really figure out. And like, this is speaking from someone who is a professional at trying to figure things out, like 10 steps ahead before I even start. But like, the magic is really in the experiencing, right? For example, I couldn't have like planned out this walk, right? I mean, I could have in theory known exactly which route I'm gonna take, and I do because I walk like a lot of this every single day, right? With some variations, but for the most part I know the area I'm walking. And I even knew that this would be a quiet place where I could film and not be that person in public. And I know that there are deer here, like all these are facts, right? But it's the fact that I know that deer are gonna be here eventually really the same as, you know, meeting them, as having them walk past me. And this has happened before. And like, is that really gonna be the same thing as experiencing the sunset now that the summer is starting? Is it like planning that out really gonna give me the same emotions, the same joy of being here? do I have to keep going? And like, there's virtue in planning things out. For example, if I didn't know this neighborhood and if I was anxious about it, I might have looked it up before, right? Like, it's not necessarily bad to be using your brain to do things. We have it for a reason. But like, the brain is vastly overestimated in how much success it will bring you, because like, your brain's job is to keep you alive. Your brain's job isn't to keep you happy. Like, your brain's job is to keep your body functioning so you can procreate. Your brain's job is not to have you enjoy anything about this human experience. And obviously we need something to keep us alive, and we can appreciate our brain for that, but you know, again, doesn't mean it has to run the show. So yeah, these are just some thoughts as I'm finishing up my walk. I hope they were useful to you. If they were, please let me know in the comments below what you're struggling with. This was more like general transmission, I would say, or like general thoughts. But yeah, if you didn't have your brain stopping you, right? If you didn't let all these thoughts up in here stop you at every single moment, because okay, I'm continuing. You know, like often I'm like, oh, you know, I finished the video, but there's 10 more minutes, because like, really think about it. Like, whatever it is you are blocked in right now in your life, what are the thoughts you have about that regularly? And journaling helps with this. Like, what are the regular thoughts you have about this, and then what are the emotions you have in relation to this, and then what do you do as a result of this, right? Like, if you're like me, there's two options. Like, either you're super flighty, you're like running around doing everything like a headless chicken, or you're doing nothing, like you're frozen in bed, or you're like, you're buying the course, you're not doing it, you're perfecting the post for the millionth time, but you're not doing it, you have like the chapter outline perfectly planned out for the next 10 chapters, but you haven't started writing the book yet. And yeah, all I can say is that the brain is trying to keep you alive, right? It's trying to stop you from whatever you think is going to occur as a result of the risk you think you are taking. But that way it is also stopping you from the magic. And magic is really like, the magic in that, I mean, like, the joy of the moment is really what makes life worthwhile, right? Like, especially if, like me, you've experienced like serious mental health struggles, and you've had times where you were like, okay, I can't keep going. It's like the magical moments of daily life that keep you alive, not the big things, but for example, this walk, having like a beautiful summer night, spending time with animals, being proud of your own work, not necessarily because it's like the highest quality anyone has ever produced, but because it came from you, because it came from your soul, because you kept a promise to yourself. So yeah, that's I think these are really my thoughts for now. I hope you're having a good day, evening, whatever, as I said, please in the comments below tell me what you're struggling with. Like, and if you didn't listen to this narrator all day long, what would you be doing? Okay, bye. See you in the next one.